All right, I'm going to be talking about creating a family tree with an ArkivDigital. And the expert in the company is Cece. So I will go through, I have a PowerPoint presentation, and then feel free to ask questions after the presentation. So the first thing is, why would you build a family tree with ArkivDigital? And it's because the family tree and your research results are in one place. It's accessible everywhere. It's on the cloud. And you can connect sources in ArkivDigital directly to the tree. And then also what is extremely nice is you can do an index search directly from the tree and then add that information to the tree. You can also share your tree with others for viewing. So in this presentation, I'm going to be talking about how to manually create a tree. I'm going to give a description of the person card, show you how to add an event, also do an index search within the family tree, and then also how to import a GenCom file. And then I'm going to point out some additional tools and additional features. Okay, once you log into the application, here is the family tree, but over here at the top of the screen, you see history, links, English, and help. Under the help, if you click on help, there's a user guide for the family tree. And you can click on that, and that's a PDF that you can download and print. And it's about 26 pages. To open the family tree, you can either open it over here in the left-hand tab, Family Tree Beta, or you pull this icon down here and you drag it up to the right. And once you do that, you're going to have two options. You can manually create a tree, or you can import a GenCom file from an existing family tree program, such as RootsTech or another family tree program. When you click on Add a Person card is going to open on the right. And here you can enter the person's name, birth information, you can add an image, and then down here at the bottom, you want to make sure that you click on Create a Person. When you're doing this information, like here, this is for Asta Anna Amelia Eriksson again, put in her birth date, and then she was born in Vimmerby Landsversamling. So when I started typing in Vim, then that brings up some possible ones, and then I can lock it in, Vimmerby Landsversamling. So once I've done that, this one I've actually put in her birth information, death information, and then here she's in the tree, and she is the focus or the main person for the tree. In that box where it shows her name, it's like 4 little icons at the bottom. And that number 1, it makes the person a focused person. If the person's not one, you can see a fan view of the tree, descendants view, and then a family view. When we want to click on the family view, here's the family view, and this is how we're going to actually start building our tree. Now in that person card, the information that is included, the name, birth information, I got death information, and then there are tabs for events, relations, and notes. And under events, so far right now, I have her birth and I have her death information. Also within the person card, there's 3 dots up at the top in the upper left. For the main person, you're just going to see search and register and personal file. For other people, you can delete the person or you can detach the person from that particular family. So now we're going to go ahead and search in the index. Now, it's a population of 1800 to 1947. And that's what will show up now because we've changed it. We're going to click on that. And then I'm going to drag back the family tree. And what's happened in that index, it's actually populated automatically that name information I had, Asta Anna Amelia Eriksson, and also the birth date. However, I got no matches. And the reason being is a lot of times the surname is not in the household record when the person is still living with their parents. So what I've done is I removed Eriksson from it, and then now I do a search, and I get 3 matches. One for 1907, 1911, this is a household record. one from 1912 to 1920, and then 1920 to 1939. I click on that and I get the index record. And the index record has information about her birth information, her relationship to the head of the household, also the parish where she's living at that point in the residence. Down here at the bottom are all the members of the same household. So we see her father and her mother. There's also a link to the source and a link to a proposed birth book. When I link to the source, here's the original record. And I've highlighted her, so it's her parents, and then also she has 2 siblings. Well, I can take this index record and I can change it. I can click on the father, so it now becomes the father's index record. So I want to add him to the tree. So I click on add to the family tree. I go over to the tree where I want to add him. So I click on add parent, and then this person card is populated. Samuel August Erickson, his birth date, and also his birth parish. And then I need to click on create the person at the bottom. And now he's in the tree, and there's actually a blood drop showing that he's an ancestor. Now I also want to add the mother. So I change this index record to Hannah. And then I add her to the tree. And then I go over here to the tree, add her to the parent, and then her person card is created for her, Hannah Sophia Janssen, with her birth date and birth parish. And then again, I create the person. So she's added to the tree now. And now when I look at it, both Astrid's parents have been added to the tree. So here's the father, and here is her mother. Now I want to show you how to add an event. And the types of events, again, birth, baptism, confirmation, marriage, domestic partnership, death, burial, education, estate inventory, moving in and moving out, occupation, residence, and a will, and other. So I want to add a residence time for her. So I've gone into residence. I can also import the source from the picture and also import the source from the register post. Because remember, the family tree is on top of this records I'm looking at within ArkivDigital. I also, when I'm creating a new fact, I can also create the same event for other people and then just select the ones that I want to note it for. So here's that index record and also the original record. So I'm going in here, adding the event. I import the source from the picture, import the source from the register post. So that's been added. It's got Sweden. And then I sort of manually added some information, 1907 to 1911. And then also partially type in Vimmerme and I get a pop-up list. And then I manually typed in the actual place where she lived in the parish. So now I have a third event. I've got a birth, and now I've got a residence, and then her death. Here's a marriage record. I can add the marriage record. She married Nils Sture Lindgren on April 4th, 1931. And here I can add this marriage, put in the date, also the parish, and then again, I choose a partner, and I can import the source from the picture. So now I've got on our person card, I now have an event for her marriage. And now I show him, her husband is in the tree. I also, if I click on the wedding rings here, I get the actual marriage date. Now let's say I want to add some information about Nils. So I click on Nils, his person card will open, and then I click on the 3 dots and I select search and register. And I want some information about his military service. And we have a searchable name index of everyone who served in the Swedish military between 1902 and 1950. So I click on military service cards, and the one I want, he was born in 1898, is his first one. So it automatically populated Nils Sture Lindgren in that search, and I got several matches in the one I want. So I click on that, and this is his, it's a draft registration card plus his military service card. So then I can add this event, it's the military, and I call it a draft registration card. And it has a date 1918, which I've added. And then I've added the source. And now on his person card, we show a military information. Okay, let us say that we've got some event information on one person and we want to copy it to another person in the tree. So for instance, for this Astrid, I want to copy that resident information to her mother because I didn't save it to multiple people that first time. So I'm going to go ahead in here, click on that, do copy and click save. Then I'm going to go to Hannah, over here, her mother. I'm going to click on that, get her person card, and then paste in the event. Click on paste there. And now that event has been added to her mother's tree because they both lived at that same place during that period of time. So under the event tab in the person card, we just have the events that have been recorded in the tree for that person. Also under relations are the persons that are in that tree. But you can also create a note. And when you do that, the new note box opens. You click on add note. And there's two types of note, a to-do list or biography. The yellow icon is for the to-do, blue for the biography. And here is, you can do some text formatting to put it in, and you can play with that. So then in the person card, if there is a note there, there will be a notation up here, the yellow for the to-do and the blue for the biography. Okay, there are some settings in the family tree. And if you want to see if there's any notes, you click on settings and then notes, and then you click on the to-do list, and here shows the to-do list. The personal file, this is a lot of people like this. We're looking at Astrid's father. This is for Samuel August Erickson and her father. And up here, you can print this off or you can save it. But also you can, I've chosen just look at the family, but you can also look at parents, events, notes, and sources. So this is looking at the family, and it has his wife, his marriage date, and the children, and their date of birth and marriage. For events, here, and I just checked on events, I actually sort of see here has his birth and his residence, and these are all these records, and it continues going further down. So this can be quite nice. A lot of people really like this feature within the product because they can take off a particular person and really see all the events in their life in that one report. Okay, you can also import a GenCom file from another family tree program. So you have to get the instructions as to how to create a GenCom from that particular family tree program. But what you do is you click on Import Family Tree, and then you're going to have to select the main person, and it's going to be GED is the file. And then it may take a few minutes for it to import depending on how large the file is. And then click OK, and you'll also get an email when it's complete. And then here's the ancestors view. But one thing, depending upon the tree, I used Roots Magic. And what it did was for the parishes, it actually put it in place name. So I need to move it because I want some other features within ArkivDigital's tree. I want to make sure that it's in the parish place. So I moved it to parish. But also what was really nice is within Roots Magic, I had all these sources for ArkivDigital. They were all automatically added into this when I did the import. And so once I moved this Harlinda, and I have the source, but right now I can just click on that source, and right there is the record. So, you know, if you have a tree and you've actually put the sources of ArkivDigital in that other tree and you bring it in, this is very nice here. Okay, there's some additional tools. And again, this is just a beginning presentation. You can search for a person in the tree. This is for Carl Johan. And then that will bring up the person card for him. Over here, you can move backwards to an earlier focus person in the tree. Up here, that's number main person. You can zoom in and zoom out of the tree. And then we have family tree views. There's a pedigree tree, fan chart, descendants in the family. Then over here, there's the print on the right side, reports, also controls, creating a person, and also some settings. So here's a fan view. And I only have so many people in this particular tree, but it can go out to the whole fan. Here's a descendants view, and then a pedigree view. You can show it on a map. And I can click on one, and it shows all the people, and also it has the event and the date. Also, if you go back to the main menu, you can go to Map Search, and under People, you can actually do a search by name, year from or year to event, with a parish congregation, or search by name. Here I decided I wanted to look by birth for the tree that I had. And I get this map. I can blow up different areas. And here I see Sven Gunnar Erik, Vimmerby, and also his birth date, and for the other plate. So if you have a big tree, you can sort of see it, you can sort of see your family throughout Sweden. So this is again, a nice feature if you've built a large tree. There are some reports. This one is by place, and it was like everyone who is in that tree that's from Lungsund. Also, another one was number of people. It's including the average lifespan, people over 0. So in this tree, the average lifespan for the men was 57 years, the women 58. And I thought the death, sort by age. And this was sort of interesting. There were very few people that died before 18. And then the middle one, but then it continued with this particular tree. And there were a lot of people in this particular family that died after the age of 70. So it's, and also the mother's age at the child's birth. And in this case, you notice that there's mostly like 23, 24, goes on 38, 39, 40, 41. So just a sort of a fun report. Okay, you can create a maximum of 10 trees. And you can export your tree, and you can download it to the computer. So you go into the settings, and here's where you do the export. You can also invite people to your family tree, up to 25 people. So you can invite, you click on invite to the family tree, and then you put in their email address. The person does not have to be a subscriber to ArkivDigital, but they will have to register in order to view it. And they can't make any changes to your tree. So here is the viewing mode. This is what the person who actually sees your tree, that's the viewing mode, and it will say editing not possible. So this is sort of a quick overview of the family tree. Here you can create a new family tree, and then that will go back to the main one. Again, I'd like to point out that we do have a book, Explore Your Swedish Heritage, that gives you information on how to work with ArkivDigital, and then also really points out a lot of the types of records that we have in the service and how to do Swedish research in the proper manner. And you can purchase the book by going to our website, ArkivDigital.net. The book is $35 in the US. There is a Canadian distributor, don't remember the exact price in Canadian dollars. And then also there is a beginning package. You get the book plus 3 months for a $9.95 Swedish kroner, or about 103 US dollars. And these are regular prices.